Okay. Just had to down a little breakfast. Let's take off this text. Wrong text. That one. Box-A-Thon. This will be where I open a bunch of Pass Royales and tally the results for my amusement and hopefully yours. Just make sure the screen's looking good. Uh, this is a spreadsheet, so I really do hope that it works. 12. Okay. Just type something in there, see if it's working. Yep, looks good. So for those of you unfamiliar with how the Pass Royale works, you get 90 rewards. It'll show you a tally um, when you haven't purchased it. You get 29 one-star boxes, 9 two-star boxes, 2 3-star boxes, and 1 4-star box. And so I've got a few accounts that I'm going to open all those boxes on, and feel free to complain about the results or get excited. This account in particular is my primary account and it has way too much already, but I grabbed it anyways because I am curious. If you have an account like this and you're trying to collect elite wildcards, is it a better deal to grab the pass for $12 or something like this collection boost? You got 3,000 there, 3,500, and this will run you 3, 7 plus 5, it's 12, you know, $17 plus tax. So you actually get about the same amount of wild cards that would convert into EWC if you purchased one of these types of things. But I was curious, I've never purchased one of these things, and $18 seems like more than 12. So even if you're maxed out on elite wildcards, how does that all work out in the end? Am I going to get more elite wildcards by using the pass? Because one of their selling points for the pass is that the pass is the best deal in Clash Royale. All right, so without further ado, let's start opening boxes. This is my form of old man gambling where I get to play the lucky boxes like a slot machine. So this one first. I'm not going to tally anything besides the lucky boxes, um, which might be a problem actually. Let me do one more for other stuff because I can't even remember how many wild cards you get when you open, um, when you grab an evolution that you already have unlocked. So this is 6,000 commons for 6,000 EWC. Interesting. Let's see. EWC, 6,000. This is fun for me. I hope you're getting the idea. And let's go back to the boxes. So we already got 6,000 EWC from Pass Royale. Now we'll open this thing. And I guess I'll tally this too. Oh. None of it doesn't matter what I pick. This is where the frustration becomes, how long does it take to open the rewards? I feel like it's going to take hours with me tracking all this additional information. I'm going to call that one and one Evo for 6,000 EWC. You just pick one of those, you get another 4,000, but ultimately what I'm looking for is that tally. Right? One King's chest. Alright. 6658 EWC. Looks like I got, is that star points? I didn't even know that that happened. 13,700. Wow, and I got a bunch of wild cards that I can convert as well. So let's just say legendary, epic, rare, common. Alright, I made this spreadsheet in advance, but I don't even know how effective it's going to be. So we get 1 legendary, 6 epic, 19 rare, and 70 additional commons for that chest. Fascinating. Alright. Now we can start with gems. Let's do gems. 25. We're not even at the boxes yet. And this is already chaos. Magic chest. Right? Blah, 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 blah. No special drops there. Oh, I guess I should have done like something like that. This is EWC. Gold. All right. 584 EWC. 5,200 gold. I'm not going to count star points. I'm maxed out on star points as well. 125 common EWC. So I can put that in the 125. All right, finally. A 2-star box, which turned into 3-star. So this is how I'm going to track that. Ending stars, 3-star from my 2-star tab. I'm going to go 1. And then I'm going to say legendary, 3. I guess I can convert that later to EWC if I really care. But I'm just curious what the, I mean, a legendary converts to 1,500 EWC, what the conversions would be. So that's one way to do it. I figured this was going to be pretty complicated. We got 30 wild cards, 30, and a 1-star box that turned into a 2-star box. All right, so we put a 1 there. And this is gold. My absolute least favorite of any drop is gold. 10 epic. A tower, which I'm not going to count, because everybody gets that. Why did they make this so complicated now? Yes, I want all my towers on random. Okay. Next. Gold, which we also don't want. 47. 47. And a 1-star box that turned into a 3-star box. So that's really what I'm curious about. Is how many of these, we know the percentages, but in actuality, how many upgrades do you get out of it? So I'm going to say it turned into rares. $580. I'm going to have to do some addition, aren't I? If I track it that way. 25 gems. So let's just call that 50. A 1-star box. Wonder what will be easier. If I add it there or if I add it like this. Equals 29 plus 2900. Good enough. That's kind of cool. Then I can track it another way. I guess. I don't know. 125 common. Common for 250. Let's take that to 250. A 2-star box that turns into a 3-star. So now we got 2 of those. And some crummy gold out of it. 116. Uh-oh. 30 rares. So let's take that to 60. A 1-star box that turns into another 3-star for some crummy gold. Still, the star upgrades are intriguing. 10 epics for 20 total, which I'm pretty sure it gives you that. I'm not counting emotes or banners, or, well, I'll count banners, but only if they come out of lucky boxes. All right, 6707. One star that's turning into 3. So that's 3 1-stars so far that turned into 3. And I'm getting 19 epics. I'm going to ignore the EWC at this point, and I can do a conversion later if I really want. 25 gems for 75. And a 1-star box for another 3-star. That's a lot of conversion to 3-star. Equals plus 11600 for another 125. For 375. Okay, that was a 2-star. I'm gonna keep myself from just clicking randomly. It's difficult. For 116 commons, 30 rares, for 90 total. I mean, those totals are in the Pass. That was a 1-star, right? See, that's what I'm talking about. I keep doing that. Epics, 7 epics. 7. Yeah, that was a 1-star. 10 epics for 30. Those are going to be easy to add. One legendary for, oh, I guess I'll put that down here. One. A box. I'm just going to start adding this because it'll get out of control. Equals plus 4791. 464 epics from a 1-star turning into a 3-star. That's 5 of those so far for 464. Crazy. Yeah, 1-star. Another 25 gems. I don't even need to track those really. Another 1-star. That stays a 1-star, so that's 2 those, 2 epics for a total of 9. Another 125 on the common cards. Plus 125. 10 accounts and spreadsheets. My guy has been at this for a minute. That is true. I like to be thorough, Jeremiah. I'll probably post this to Reddit later. You know, people like this kind of information. And I've been meaning to take the time to do some analysis on the new pass. So we got a 2-star that turns into a 4-star. This is happening a lot with the upgrades. So 21, 22 commons. Another 30 rares for 120. And it's a 1-star. Go into another 3-star. Look how many of those have turned into 3 stars. I mean, either it's a lucky day or you just have a good percentage chance. That was off of a 1-star box. So you take the commons equals plus 175. Right? 3-star adding to our common tally. So don't pay for pass, but free 90 tiers always useful. Yes, and they put the shards on the free side, Jeremiah, so everybody's loving that. But the thing about if you're going to pay to purchase any of the things, you have to reevaluate, okay, well I don't need it for the 2 shards that they're giving me for free anyways. Plus 10 epics, we got 40. Now here's one of the good ones. You only get 2 3-star boxes. Boo. Oh, that's even worse. So that is really bad. That is not what you want at all. We were having such good luck when our right, 1 chest, common rare, gold. I'm looking for gold at this point. Let's take this out of here because this is confusing me. And then plus 4868. A lot of gold. A 1-star. Again to a 3-star. So it's like I didn't even need the 3 stars that come with it. Common for another 175. Another 25 gems. 125. And a 1-star. that turned into a 2-star. For, I guess we'll count tower cards the same as the other cards because this is already out of control. All right, another 1, 2, 5 of the common cards, plus 1, 2, 5, and a 2-star. That turned into a 3-star. Doing pretty good on our upgrades. Oops, I forgot what it was. Oh, see. Who saw what it was? Fill me in. I can't do that. That's going to mess me up. Oh well. Bound to be some errors. 120. This is my addition. That's also going to cause me to think a lot. I'm actually going to have to think a lot to be able to do this. And then let's see how long it even takes me to do one. Alright, so back to the 1-stars. That turned into a 2-star for a crummy amount of gold. Seems like the gold from the 2-stars at your account level always works out to be exactly the same amount because that's the third time we've gotten to 2,900. But I know doing it on some other accounts, it gives you less if your king level is not as high. That's 10 more epic wild cards for 50. That's going to be pretty easy to add. Here's another legendary for 2. All that stuff that I'm tracking is probably double the effort. Plus 6247 for 27,000. And another 1-star for 3 stars. So that's 8 so far. 1-stars that have turned into 3 stars for an additional 464 commons. Another 25 gems for 150. It's obvious. I don't know why I'm tracking it. I guess just OCD about it. Pretty sure that was a 1-star turning into a 2-star for 145 rares. 145. Right, 1-star. Another 125 common. 125. And a 2-star. Staying a 2-star. So that's 2. 145 rares. Another 30 rares for 180. A 1-star. That turned into another 3-star. That's 9 3-stars from the 1-stars so far for 464 common. So again, the numbers look like they get locked by king level. I don't know why I have 175s in there. Probably because I don't know. I have no idea actually. I'm probably tracking things wrong, but I do the best I can. 10 for 60. 3-star. Here we go again. So will it stay a 3-star? Oh, I didn't put a 1 there. I need a 1 there for the first one I opened. And it stays a 3-star. Boo. And we get the gold reward again. So this is exactly what you fear when you purchase Pass Royale. That you'll just be getting gold on the high star chests. More gold. But that's from a chest, so that's okay. 5205. Thanks for all the likes, by the way. like uh, it's hard to concentrate on everything, but I'm trying to make this as entertaining as possible. That's a 1 star, turning into a 2 star. I mean, if you're, I guess, a geek like me, it's very interesting. 116 commons out of a 2 star from a 1 star. Another 25 gems. Gems. 175. And another 1 star. Turning into another 3 star. Incredible. Oh, that's where the 170. So it's 175 wild cards. Okay. That's interesting. So what you want if you're collecting elite wild cards is for the thing to turn into the actual card, because you get 464 as opposed to 175. The wild cards are going to convert anyways, but I mean, unless you're going to use them for something, if you're level 15 like I am, you're not using a lot of common cards. Plus 125. So wild card conversion rate. Interesting. I didn't know that. All right, we got a 2 star, staying a 2 star, and giving us another 116 commons. Seems low, but okay. 30 rares for 210. 210 rares total, a 1 star. Staying a 1 star, finally. Not that I like that, but it's just been, yeah, see, I've barely gotten any rewards on the 1 star boxes because they keep upgrading themselves, which is great. Another 10 epics, 70. A third legendary. So that answers some of the questions about how many. Another box. How many legendaries and all that you get for your $12 as opposed to paying $18 and buying that other, card upgrade thing in the shop. Here's a 1 star. Staying a 1 star. Now I jinxed myself. Man, that is some meager gold rewards. That is embarrassing. What did I do? Oh yeah, I was about to put that in the wrong thing. Another 25 gems. 200. All that's obvious. Another 1 star. Staying 1 star. Yeah, I totally jinxed myself. I should have shut up. For 7 rares. Another 125 commons. And the 2 star. Turning into a 4 star. See, but that's the thing. You don't want the wild cards, and it's giving me the wild cards anyways. Yeah, if you get a 4 star common at King Tower level 15, then you get, like, if it's not a wild card, if it's just a common, you get 4 times as many. That's crazy. I guess they're thinking that, hang on. Ban. I guess they're thinking it's worth it or something, to have the wild cards. But yeah, this is another way they screw you when you're level 15. 240 rares. a 1 star, staying a 1 star, giving me another 696 gold, plus 696. 10 more epic. Another legendary for 4 total. That's just gold. So we're putting that in the 5961, the gold category, and a 1 star for 3 stars. That's 11 of those. 116 rares. Yeah. Oh, see, I did that wrong before. I clicked 580, but it's actually 116 for the actual rare cards, not the conversion. 225 gems. Getting close to the grand finale on this account. Here's a 1 star, turning into a 2 star for 6 of those. It was epics, so it must be 7 equals 7 plus, yeah, 125 commons. And a 2 star. Turning into a 4 star. Lovely. 3 rares at 180, but they're wild cards, so it's less. 30 rares. 270 total. And 1 box. 1 star box. Turning into another 3 stars. So 12 of those so far for another 175. Probably something in their algorithm to change them to wild cards so that you end up getting less. 10 epics. Okay, for 20. It's a little weird. Maybe I did something wrong. And here we go. The final card. A 4 star. Why is there only 1 question mark? Do they really only give you 1 chance to upgrade that to 5? I've never noticed that. So it stays a 4 star. It's good that it changed to the actual card because you get more EWC, but still not a very good drop. All right, so let's review. Common converts to EWC, so I got 2,000 there. I just got gold with 3-star boxes. Let me do a conversion here. Well, I don't really feel like it. I mean, the commons are going to turn into EWC anyway, so there's another 3,000. There's 5,000 so far EWC. What's the rare conversion rate? I gotta get the calculator. Never mind, I'll just Google. Clash Royale, what is rare to the EWC conversion rate? Love AI. EWC. No. Google. 5 elite wild cards. So it's 5 times the number. So that was, you can just take this 325 times 5. 5 times 5 is 16. So we had plus 2 and 3,000, so plus 5. I'm just making an estimate. And then let's look at the 1 stars. Plus another 2237. Do 384 times 5 for 1920. So let's plus another 2,000. That's 2,000. And then the epics. What's the epic conversion rate? Epic is 20 EWC per. So that's 42 times 20. 42 times 20. 840. So we'll say plus another 840. All right, so approximately 12,000 elite wild cards from boxes. If you're, oh wait, I forgot the legendaries. Yeah, that would be quite an error. So that's another 4,500 plus 4,500. 16,000 elite wild cards plus the other stuff. All right? And then you've got, well, I'm not going to count the Evo. Most people are going to cash in on the Evo. Then you got these elite wild cards coming out of the other stuff. So let's add that. Plus 7,500. Now that's 24,000 approximately. And you can always convert all of these into elite wild cards. So, let's calculate that real quick. Let's calculate it separately. So we had about 24,000 EWC plus, that'll be 6,000 plus the epics are 20, so 20 times 20. Oops. So 6,400 plus the rares, that'll be 270 times 5. All right, so it converts out to about 33,000 elite wild cards from Pass Royale. Now let's go back to that $18 deal and let's do the math for that one. Let's see what the $18 deal is. You got 3,500 right there. Plus 465 times 5 at the conversion rate to elite wildcards plus 125 times 20 plus how many legendaries? 6, 7 legendaries. Say 7 legendaries. So this, from the $18 deal, you get, you're kidding me. That's it? So that is much worse than Pass Royale. What's all this for? What the flip? This is all calculating the Pass Royale and doing some analysis on it. So aside from, we're evaluating this $18 deal right now, all right, because Supercell promotes Pass Royale as being the best deal in Clash Royale. And I think we're proving that to some degree. If you can convert to about 33,000 elite wildcards getting Pass Royale for $12, or you can get about, now a king's chest will have about 6,700 elite elite wildcards, as you see here, and then there's some conversions in that. So you're going to get maybe 16,000 if your legendary king's chest dropped a champion card, you'd get a little bit more, but my estimate is you'd get about 5,000 less total elite wildcards by paying $18 for this deal, collection boost, or you could just buy Pass Royale and get a tower and an emote and a bunch of gold and other things. So Pass Royale's beating that deal. All right, next. Now we'll move on. I'm going to delete my, well, I'll do I'll do a little calculate. WC comparison. And then I'm just going to copy this and paste it and delete a bunch of that other stuff. Actually, I don't need to track any of those anymore since we already did it once, but right. And then, oh, I don't need to copy and paste that because I've already got it. So let's just go to the next thing. It's annoying, but I can't see my and then here. Okay, just a second and I'll be right back and we can continue. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so that took almost, that took like 45 minutes just to do one. So this is going to be a long day. We'll go ahead and get our Evo. I will stop tracking all of the things that are obvious from what you're getting normally. You know, what it tells you you're going to get anyways. And we'll just stick with the boxes since I've already tracked these sort of things one time. So that should speed us up a little bit, but I wanted to do that on the first one because I've never calculated it anyways. Looks like, what are we getting, a champion card? Sweet. Always nice. Always a good treat. Okay, we don't need to track any of this anymore. Just boxes from now on. Alright, first box. 2 stars. Turning to a 3-star. That's great. 4H. 2 champions. Wow. That's a fantastic drop. I mean, I think I've gotten ones with like 7 champions, but that's a good one. Alright, a 1-star. 1. Turning to a 3. Whoops. I guess I gotta do that first. For 464 commons. That's all obvious. Tower skins. Whoops. What happened? There we go. I don't know why they would need to redesign that, but they redesigned it. Alright, just collecting these and ignoring the results. And 1-star turning to a 3-star. Oh jeez. There we go. That's another 1-star turning into a 2-star. They do give you a lot of gold from these boxes, I'll tell you that. A 2-star turning into emote. So that is the first emote we got. It turned into a 3-star, and we got an emote. And that is... I don't know if I'm going to use that. It's not terrible. It's got potential. Alright, a 1-star. Turning into a 4-star. Love it. For gold again. Yuck. I guess on this account I'm a little lower on the gold, so it's okay. Really not digging those emotes. They're cheesy, I think. A 1-star. Staying a 1-star. For 29 commons, that is totally worthless. A 1-star turning to a 2-star. for another 2,900 gold. It'll be interesting at the end to see the variance of how well this pass compares to the last one we opened. Staying a 2-star. Crummy gold again. A 1-star staying a 1-star. 4 gold. Don't need to count these. Straight up rewards. Kind of tells you anyways. 2 stars. That's a 1-star turning into a 2-star. Plus another 2,900 gold. A 1-star turning into a 3-star. This is the second emote. Interesting. I got 2 emotes on this account already. Now there's one I will probably never use. Unless I really, really, really want to be toxic. Which doesn't come up often. 2 stars. Staying a 2-star for another 2,900. This is going faster now that I'm not tracking everything. That's a 1-star turning into a 3-star. And a 3-star. One of our 2 3-stars staying a 3-star. So that's not a happy time when it stays a 3-star. 7 rares with a 1-star remaining a 1-star. And here's another 1-star turning into a 3-star. For 175 common. So as we covered before, if you get the card straight out and you want it to convert to elite wildcards, you get 464. But if it's an elite wildcard already, you only get 175. Here's another one of our 2-stars. Fortunately becoming a 3-star, but only getting gold. A 1-star staying a 1-star for another 35 rare. 7 rare. A 1-star turning into a 2-star for 116 common. Why does that say false? Whoops. Plus. One star turning into a 2-star. Whoops. For 464 common. Two stars. Staying 2 stars. for one legendary. That's nice. So one legendary. That's a pretty good drop for a 2-star. I mean, there's different tiers, so to each star box level. So that's where it gets really complicated, I think. You can always just get gold. Jinxed myself. Three-star. Stays a 3-star. Boo. For another common drop. That's 2. And a 1-star. For 29 rare. Turn into a 2-star, so we can increase that. Equals 29 rare. I'm pretty sure that was a 1-star. Turning into commons, so that'd be another 29 commons. And a 2-star. Staying a 2-star. For 116 commons. Whoops. A 1-star. At 2-star for another 29 rare. And a 1-star. Staying a 1-star. For another 29 common. One star, becoming a 2-star. For another 29 rare. I feel like the 1-star boxes converting to 3-stars is not as good on this account. 2-star. Converting to 2-star. 29 rare. 1-star. Becoming a 2-star. 29 rare. We need a big finish. I feel like this account's not keeping up. Other than the 2 emotes and a few legendaries, I don't think this pass has treated us very well. 1-star. For 116 at a 2-star. 116 common. Interesting. I made a mistake here, but that's a 1-star staying a 1-star. For another 7 rare. A 7. 2-star. Staying a 2-star. Is not looking good for us. But I'll probably need a lot of furnace next season anyways. 1-star. I mean a 2-star. Bound to be some mistakes in my edition. All right, here's our 4-star. This thing better be like the most amazing drop. Boo! So, I think maybe this is why some people complain about Pass Royale and the lucky box things, because that seemed to be garbage. 62 of those. I mean, I could do the calculations. I feel like it's going to be pretty low. But fortunately, you get a lot of the other stuff. You see, I'm only getting 2 3-star boxes. They stayed 3-star. The 4-star stays 4-star. Not a lot, not any 4 or 5-star conversions with the lower boxes, and only 1 4-star in the single boxes. Wow. Yeah, that really was a bad one. So it'll tally up to X amount of elite wildcards, but I don't know, we could do a little comparison. Now I'm curious. So let's do some addition. All right. 62 epics times 20 to their elite wildcard conversion plus, I'll just do that so I can go back and forth. 928 is going to be a straight 928. One legendary. So let's say plus 1500. Plus 58 times 5 for those rares. Plus another 116. Two champs, though. Two champs. That's 8,000 right there. That's really the thing that's redeeming us, which is why it makes me wonder, do they have something in the logic to counter what we're getting overall in the drops? Because if you had a really crummy Pass Royale, I mean, do you think you would buy it again? All right, so this is 137 rares. So plus 137 times 5, and then 1538 plus 1538. So aside from, let's see, that's just straight elite wildcards, and then on this other account, we got 24,000 conversion of elite wildcards. So we lost like 10,000 elite wildcards on the crummy conversions. You're going to get an additional 8,000 or so from the chests and whatnot. Well, most people wouldn't get that, so you could take 6,000 out of that account because it's a little ridiculous. Oh, I don't think I did count it anyways. All right. That is 2 passes for now. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a break because my voice is hurting. And and I will log on later if I feel like doing this again. Thanks for watching.